There are towns that feel wrong the moment you enter them. Places where the shadows sit too long, where the wind sounds like a whisper, and where everyone you meet smiles just a little too tight. Harrow's End is one of those places. To an outsider, it looks normal enough: clean streets, trimmed lawns, a playground with peeling red paint. But if you spend the night there, just one night, you'll begin to understand why no one uses their basements, why certain doors stay nailed shut, why the ground feels hollow beneath your feet. Tonight, you will hear the full accountant, unsoftened and unervingly true, of the children who uncovered the secret beneath. Harrow's End. A secret that lived for centuries. A secret that fed on fear, on loneliness, on silence, and a secret that nearly claimed the entire town. This is the story of the one who waits, and the kids who dared to fight it. This is a tale of darkness, and the thin thread of hope that somehow survived it. Let us begin. The Beaumont family moved into Harrow's End at the start of summer. The father, Daniel, a writer hoping for inspiration. The mother, Eliza, a teacher excited for a slower pace. And their 2 children. Sam, age 13, quiet, observant, always sketching. And Rosie, age 8, imaginative, curious, with 2 big brown eyes. The house they bought on Mulberry Street was old, but lovely white siding, a red door, and an attic window that faced the forest. To them, it was a bargain. To the locals, it was a warning sign. On their first morning, as they unloaded boxers, a Nabran, older woman with thin grey hair offered a pie and a forced smile, but her eyes kept drifting to the basement door. "You keep that locked," she said softly. "Harrow's End has pests." She didn't explain. She just backed away, gripping her arms, whispering something that sounded like, "Don't listen. Don't answer." The Beaumonts didn't understand. Not yet. That night, long after the lights went out, young Rosie woke to a sound. 3 soft knocks from beneath her floorboards. Sam didn't believe his sister at first. Kids imagine things. "How?" said Lee. "That's what everyone says." But on the 3rd night in Harrow's End, Sam heard it too, just after 1 a.m. Tap, tap. Slow, deliberate. Not pipes, not wood shifting. Someone knocking. Rosie whispered from across the room. "It wants me to answer." Sam sat up, heart pounding. "It's just the house." He'd lied, but he knew it wasn't. The next morning, Sam explored the basement. The stairs creaked. The air felt colder. The walls looked wrong: old stone, cracked and carved with strange, almost childlike scratches. Near the far wall, he noticed something else. A small wooden chair facing the corner, as if someone had been sitting there, waiting. A piece of twine hung from the ceiling above it, gently swaying, though the air was still. And on the dirt floor beneath the chair, Sam found a handprint. Small, child-sized, pressed deep into the earth. He backed away slowly, but before he reached the stairs, he heard breathing. Not behind him, not in front of him, not even in the room. The breathing came from beneath the floor, as if something enormous slept under Harrow's End, dreaming slumber so heavy. The ground rose and fell with every breath. Sam ran. The next day at school, Sam met 3 kids who would become his closest allies. Lily Barnes, age 14, sharp, sarcastic, secretly terrified of the dark. Ethan Halle, age 13, quiet, thoughtful, always watching. Marcus McRenner, age 12, hyperactive, fearless, often reckless. When Sam mentioned the knocks, the room fell silent. They didn't laugh. They didn't shrug it off. Lily closed the door. Ethan pulled the blinds. Mac swallowed hard. "You heard it," Lily whispered. "Didn't you?" Didn't you? Sam nodded. You're not supposed to listen to it, Ethan said, eyes lowered. That's how it chooses you. Rosie's pale face flashed in Sam's mind. What is it? Sam demanded. Mac pointed toward the window, toward the forest that surrounded Harrow's End. It doesn't have a name, he said, but people call it the one who waits. And it's been here longer than Harrow's End, longer than anyone, Lily added. It lives underground, or something like living. It sleeps most of the time, but every few years, it wakes up. And when it wakes up, Ethan finished. Kids go missing. Sam wanted to scream, to deny it, but deep down, he knew they were right. Rosie had been chosen. He didn't know how he knew. That night, Sam found Rosie sitting in the hallway, pale and shaking. It talked to me, she whispered. It said my name. Sam's blood turned to ice. What did you do? Her answer was so small, he almost didn't hear it. I said, hello. Sam grabbed her shoulders. Rosie, listen to me, never talk to it. Never. Her eyes filled with tears. I didn't know. Donde hole. The basement door rattled, softly at first, then out of it, harder, as if something was testing it. The parents didn't wake. They slept. Deeply, too deeply. Later. Sam realized the creature had made sure of that. Rosie clung to Sam until morning. Ethan brought something to Sam the next day, a leather-bound journal, old and moldy. He found it in his attic months earlier. It belonged to a girl named Mara Caldwell, dated 1893. Her entries described everything Sam was now experiencing. The knocks, the voice calling her name, the shadows in the basement, the dreams of someone standing beneath the floor, and the children disappearing each time it rose. One page chilled Sam to his core. It waits for us to fall asleep. It waits for the lonely ones. It waits for anyone who listens. And once it chooses you, it won't stop. Even the earth obeys it. Another entry showed a drawing, a hand reaching from under a bed. But the last entry was the worst. Tonight, it will take me. I hear it whispering for me now. Mama is asleep. Papa is asleep. Everyone is asleep. If anyone finds this, please don't try to save me. You can, but you might save yourself. The final page was ripped out. She never came back, Ethan whispered. Her parents sealed the house. No one has lived there since. Sam felt the weight of Mara's warning. But Ewuldenti. Let Rosie become the next name on the list. Sleep became dangerous. Sam dreamed he was standing in a vast underground cavern. The ceiling dripped. Roots hung like veins. The walls pulsed like living flesh. In the center of the chamber, a massive figure crouched, tall as a has, thin as a skeleton, skin gray and wet, eyes sunken and endless, a mouth that stretched too wide. It whispered, Larura, Rosie, Rosie, Rosie. Sam tried to shout, but the dream drowned him. The creature turned its head slowly, as if it sensed him watching, and when it looked directly at him, Sam woke, screaming. His bedroom walls were vibrating. Finally, rhythmically, knocking from inside the walls. 2 nights later, it began its true hunt. Rosie sleepwalked. Sam woke to her door, creaking. She drifted down the hallway like a ghost, eyes open but unseeing. She walked to the basement door. She reached for the lock. Sam lunged, grabbing her just as the ground beneath her feet buckled. The floorboards split, opening like a jaw. Cold air rushed up from below, smelling of wet soil and something sour. Something old. Invisible hands tugged at Rosie's ankles. Se escrimet. San pulled. Something below pulled harder. Her legs slid through the crack. Up to her knees, up to her thighs. Sam wrapped his arms around her waist and yanked with everything he had, and suddenly the hands let go. The floor snapped shut, sealing without a single nail or seam. It wouldn't open again until the creature wanted it to. The kids gathered in the woods behind the school. Lily brought candles. Mac brought rope and flashlights. Ethan brought the diary. Sam brought determination. Their plan was insane, dangerous, maybe impossible. But it was the only plan. Find where the creature sleeps. Find where children were taken. Find the hollow beneath Harrow's end, Italiano. For Rosie, for the missing children, for Mara. Caldwell, they studied old maps. They followed the diary's clues. They traced every disappearance across 130 years, and they all led to the same place. Old quarry field, abandoned, overgrown, condemned for decades, where the earth first cracked, where the creature had once emerged fully, before the town forced it back underground. That's where it waited. That's where they had to go. Old quarry field was a dead place. No birds. No insects. No wind. Just stillness. At the center of it was a collapsed mine entrance. The children crawled inside their flashlights, slicing through the dark. The air grew colder. The walls narrowed. The path sloped downward, deeper and deeper. They found bones, small ones. Then toys, tiny shoes, scraps of clothing. The tunnels opened into a massive cavern, just like Sam's dream. Roots hung like webs. The air tasted metallic. At the center was a pit black, bottomless, breathing slowly. Rosie's voice echoed faintly from somewhere below. Sam's heart shattered. The one who waits was awake. The cavern trembled. The pit widened. Wet fingers long, skeletal, jointed twice, too many times, gripped the edge. The creature rose. Its face was wrong. No symmetry. No humanity. Just hunger. Its whisper slithered across the cavern walls. Sam. The candles flickered. The ropes tightened on their own. The walls knocked in frantic rhythm. Ethan dropped to his knees. Lily froze. But Sam stepped forward. Give me my sister. The creature smiled. It actually smiled, revealing rows of teeth that belonged to different mouths. It opened its hand. Rosie lay curled in its palm, half conscious. Sam stepped closer. The creature leaned down, its breath cold enough to burn, its mouth stretching wider and wider and wider. Then Mac shouted from behind Sam. Now! The kids ignited the circle of candles, the ones placed exactly as Mara's diary described. The creature reeled back, screeching. The circle glowed brighter. The cavern cracked. The earth roared. Sam grabbed Rosie as the creature writhed, shrinking from the light. The diary said one thing clearly. It cannot stand in the circle of remembering. Light weakens what feeds on fear. The creature thrashed violently. Rocks fell. The ceiling trembled. Sam held Rosie tight. Lily and Ethan recited Mara's final written words, forming the old ceiling chant. Mac used the last flashlight battery to spark the lantern blinding white flame. The creature's body blistered and cracked like stone in fire. Light poured into its hollow eyes. No. 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 Its voice layered with hundreds of stolen voices. Desperate. Furious. Fearful. Sam stepped into the circle, holding Rosie, facing the monster head-on. You don't get her, he said. You don't get any of us. The cavern exploded in light. The creature shrieked a final, deafening scream and collapsed into dust. The pit sealed. The pit sealed. The walls stilled. The knocking finally stopped. The kids escaped the collapsing cavern just as dawn broke. For the first time in decades, sunlight touched Old Quarry Field. Rosie woke in Sam's arms. She didn't remember everything, but she remembered enough. Harrow's End changed after that. People smiled more freely. Children played after sunset. The ground no longer breathed. The night no longer listened. The Beaumont family stayed another year, then moved, but Harrow's End would forever be a part of them. Sam never forgot the cavern, or Mara Caldwell, or the sound of knocking beneath the floors. And sometimes, far away from Harrow's End, when Sam lies awake at night, he swears he hears a single echo from deep underground. Not a whisper. Just silence. Blessed silence. The one who waits no longer waits. And the children of Harrow's End can finally sleep.